What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is reportedly buying up to 400 land-launched Harpoon missiles from the U.S. It's the first time Taiwan has bought the land-based version of this type of missile. Congress approved the sale in 2020. This month, the Pentagon announced a contract with Boeing worth over $1 billion to build Harpoon missiles, but it didn't say who was buying them. However, Bloomberg is reporting the missiles will be purchased by Taiwan. The contract says the order will be finished in 2029. U.S. think tank CSIS says if China were to attack Taiwan, the missiles will be effective against invading forces. For more on Taiwan's moves to strengthen its missile strike capability, our reporter Jaime Ocon spoke to Blake Herzinger, a security analyst with the American Enterprise Institute based in Singapore.
Can you tell us what's significant about Taiwan procuring these types of missiles?
So Taiwan is seeking to blunt the potential for a cross-strait amphibious invasion. And the best way to do that is to attack a Chinese fleet at its most vulnerable point. And that is when it has troops embarked and it is trying to cross 100 miles of rough sea between the Chinese coastline and Taiwan. And anti-ship cruise missiles are the best way to do that.
Other countries in Asia, like Japan and the Philippines, have been also adding to its missile defense and strike capabilities. Do you think we're seeing a trend in the region for enhancing this kind of capability?
Absolutely. We've seen a considerable investment over the last several years in long-range strike, particularly standoff weapons and counter-strike capabilities from countries like Japan, which is very significant given remilitarizing Japan is something that we haven't seen in decades. We see it in South Korea, Vietnam, Philippines. All these countries are seeking ways to blunt aggression from the sea, which seems to correlate strongly with the Chinese Navy that has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 2 decades and has been used to coerce its neighbors across the region. It would definitely play a role in a more, maybe an asymmetric strategy, relying on things like cruise missiles and sea mines rather than things like large crewed ships or aircraft, which are more vulnerable and place Taiwanese service people in the firing line. If you can use a platform that doesn't cost lives to use, like a cruise missile, that husbands Taiwan's most precious resource, its people, much more effectively.
And given that more allies in the region are bolstering their defense, how does this help Taiwan in ensuring its own security?
I would say it's broader than even tactical military capability. It's significant for Taiwan militarily that all these countries are investing in similar capabilities. But I think the broader atmospherics, the fact that the region has woken up really to Chinese militarism and Chinese revisionism at sea, the fact that China is using its unparalleled military in Asia to pressure its neighbors, and this is often coming in the maritime space, on the oceans, in the littorals. And states are very interested in developing capabilities to counter that. That for Taiwan, that's important because they're not alone in being pressured by China.
Taiwan had sent trucks and other military materials to Green Island off the country's southeast coast. The move follows renewed Chinese military exercises surrounding Taiwan in recent days. Taiwan's Navy sent 7 warships to dock off Green Island and transfer artillery pieces to the local military base. Local residents say the reinforcement has given them an added sense of security. Recent data shows that around 8% of 25 to 29-year-olds in Taipei are unemployed. Sam Robbins takes a look at why.
New figures show Taiwan's capital, Taipei, has the highest unemployment rate among 25 to 29-year-olds of the country's major cities. The capital has claimed the undesired top spot for the 5th year in a row. Joblessness in this age group is 7.5% in Taipei, higher than the national average of 6.1%. The average unemployment rate for all age groups is 3.6%. There is no single explanation for Taipei's higher unemployment rate in this age group. Experts have given a range of explanations, but as residents note, the issue is not necessarily a lack of jobs.
服务业现在都很缺人，是不会到很难找，除非你要找像那种公务员或什么，就会比较难考。
If there are jobs, why are people still unemployed? A spokesperson for the job website Yes123 said young people in Taipei may not be that desperate to work.
推估可能因为这个在北市的这个刚毕业的青年劳工，可能因为家境还不错的一个关系，所以变成说刚毕业刚出社会没有那么急着一定要这个马上找到工作。
Taipei's Labor Bureau said the rise of the gig economy has kept some young people out of formal employment. Platforms like Food Panda and Uber Eats offer paychecks to part-timers that compare well with full-time jobs. Other experts blame a lack of investment projects in the capital.
相对于新北市也好，或相对于桃园市也好，它的招商的活动相对来讲不是那么的踊跃，比如像大巨蛋的停工啊等等之类的，也就是本来透过这些公共建设可以创造的一些经济活动或者是就业机会，大家都被延宕了。
Third reason is the high proportion of university graduates in Taipei. Many fail to find a job after graduating or find it difficult to navigate the job market. The head of Taipei's Employment Services is trying to address these issues through internship schemes.
把好的企业跟好的学校媒合起来，然后让青年呢在学的期间就可以透过职场见习的方式，那他们或多或少就可以提早先认识职场。
In response to the latest figures, Taipei Mayor Jiang Wan'an raised his plans to ease youth unemployment. These include ensuring internship opportunities and insurance packages for job seekers. But experts say one underlying problem for young people throughout Taiwan is low wages. With a high cost of living in Taipei, many young people are struggling to find the right job opportunities that will allow them to live comfortably. Klein Wang and Sam Robbins for TaiwanPlus.
A team of Taiwanese doctors and nurses is on their way to volunteer in Ukraine. It's the first medical team from Asia to travel to the war-torn country since Russia invaded in February 2022. Rick Glauer reports.
35-year-old emergency doctor Wu Peishan is saying her goodbyes. She's part of a Taiwanese medical team going to volunteer in war-torn Ukraine. She says she's both excited and nervous about going.
My mother is very worried about it. So she also go to the temple to pray for my safety.
The team of 10 will spend 12 days in the west of Ukraine, treating soldiers and other people affected by the war, as well as training Ukrainian health workers. Battling off Russia's full-scale invasion for more than a year has taken a massive toll on the Eastern European country, including its healthcare system. Taiwan is the first country in Asia to send a medical team, and they have the backing of the country's leader.
我要借这个机会谢谢我们的医疗团，让世界能够再一次看到台湾的贡献。
This is just the latest contribution from Taiwan to the war effort. Ukraine may be more than 8,000 kilometers from here, but the country's determination to defend its freedom has struck a chord with Taiwanese. In the more than 400 days since Russia invaded Ukraine, Taiwan's people have continuously donated goods and given millions of US dollars in aid. Oleg Shin, a Ukrainian living in Taiwan, has been raising awareness and funds since the outbreak of war. He says Taiwanese support has been unwavering.
Taiwanese people themselves were historically either endangered or oppressed, and they know what it is like to be in a position when your own identity and your statehood is questioned and claimed and contested.
Many Taiwanese look at the situation in Ukraine and see what could be their own fate. Just across the strait from Taiwan is China, which claims the island nation as part of its territory. Beijing sending military ships and planes into the area around Taiwan is becoming the new norm, as China ramps up pressure on the democratically ruled country.
我要跟大家说，过去这几年国际情势真的有很大的变化。那么我们今年也持续的会有很多的挑战。那政府一定会坚持，让台湾的民主、自由、人权的价值能够更深化。
And it's those shared democratic values that have inspired Dr. Wu and her colleagues to volunteer and help Ukraine, finding camaraderie across the world in the face of a larger foe. Leon Lien and Rick Lauert for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we leave you with images of a previously unknown coral reef in Ecuador's Galapagos Islands, recently discovered by Deepwater Scientific Expedition Team. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care and see you next time.